I wanted to start with a question which I often think is lacking in conversations about artificial intelligence. What is it?
Well, I would phrase it as it's an attempt to simulate by machines the things that humans distinctively do that make us intelligent. So humans are very good at recognizing things that they're looking at. They're good at reasoning about things. They have a common sense understanding of how the world works, and they can make plans based on reasoning and common sense. And then they can see if the hypothesis of the plan actually came true, and they can adjust the plan the next time around. They can also use language. Animals don't, but humans do. So they can understand language, they can learn new languages, they can create different forms of language, and they can be very creative. And there's probably other distinct elements of human intelligence that I didn't just list, but the basic idea is to how can we get computers to imitate those? It's a field that started a long time ago, I think in the mid-1950s, and it was considered a disappointing rate of progress. I would say all the way up till about 2010 or 2012. Then there were some breakthroughs around 2010 with neural network technology that probably all of us who use the internet started to see the positive aspects of those breakthroughs. Image recognition got to be pretty good. Spell checking got to be pretty good. And there were other aspects of machine learning recommendation systems, like on Amazon, recommending the next thing you might want if you wanted that other thing. And then what happened really in the last few years was with a new technology called a transformer architecture, the ability of computers to make it seem like they're doing things that humans can uniquely do exploded. And so, ChatGPT was obviously a breakthrough moment in that. Part of that was this new type of model called a transformer model, but now there's even more advanced models than that, multimodal models. And we're just in this boom period right now of AI progress. They're really good at anything that involves basically word processing. Taking the words you typed in and then coming up with their own words. But humans are still very different in the way we learn things. First of all, we take way less energy. Your brain, my brain probably run on 20 watts of power. And, we used to have, before we shifted to LED light bulbs, a kind of weak light bulb was 60 watts. So our brain is a third of a weak light bulb. But the state-of-the-art machine learning models runs on tens of thousands of watts just to run a query through once and give one answer, and to train it, takes a whole data center working nonstop for 3 months. So first of all, people are much more energy efficient. They're also much quicker to learn things. To get, machine learning systems, AI systems to learn to do things like new types of math problems or categorize new types of animals that they've never seen before, you have to give them lots of examples of these things in the pre-training process. Whereas, a human, you can think of any time you saw an animated movie. There's some artist who's creating a brand new world and a brand new set of characters for it that resemble nothing you've ever seen on Earth. And you can, within seconds of watching the movie, say, oh, okay, that's the main character, and this world has these kind of rules, and you can grasp and understand how these characters operate in this world very quickly. So humans learn things very rapidly without having seen much beforehand. They also have this sense of common sense and how the world actually works. The machines right now, they do a lot of pattern recognition, but they don't have a real sense of, if I reached over and started to pull on one of those books, I would know just about exactly how much pressure it would take before it would fall down, and I would know what it would sound like and when it fell and how long it would take to fall, and all these sorts of things that we just know how 3D worlds operate. They're sort of using pattern recognition to get at that. Now, that's not to say machines aren't way better than we are at certain things. So that's one of the humbling things as humans. For a while we thought chess was something that only humans could do, and now, the chess on your phone can beat the best chess player in the world by a lot. And then we thought Go was something that only humans could do because it was too complicated for computers, and that wasn't true also. So they keep getting better at doing things, but a lot of the things they're best at are the things that are hardest for humans to do.
So when you think about how AI is impacting the workplace, the world today, and how you think it might impact the economy and productivity going forward, which areas are you most focused on?
Well, I think AI is going to improve productivity. I think it'll do it both in knowledge sectors or white-collar sectors, and I think it will also do it through robots in labor sectors. And I don't think anybody really knows just how much productivity will be improved, but I suspect it's going to be a lot. Thinking about knowledge workers like myself, there are things I do that are real hard thinking and real creativity and real invention or discovery or testing of a theory, but there's also a lot of white-collar grunt work. Like when I sit down some company has reported its earnings and I want to get the financial statements into a format that fits the way my model operates so I can see all my favorite ratios and see how things have progressed over time. That is very just labor-intensive white-collar work. I can't yet tell any of the AIs, hey, see how I do all my financial models? Why don't you just take the latest quarter of results from all the companies I care about and put it in those models and make sure it's perfect so that I don't have to do all that typing and recalculating? They can't do that yet, but I can't wait for them to do that because that will really solve a lot of grunt work for me. So I think there will be a lot of productivity for sort of automating tasks like that in the white-collar world. And then in the world of physical labor, it might even be a bigger impact there. So I think we'll see, driving robots in fulfillment centers. We'll see picking robots. And so I think there's going to be a lot of productivity that comes from dangerous or repetitive work that robots start doing.